Before we begin, we'd like to thank the Tyendinaga Mohawk elected chief and council for giving us permission to enter the Chapel Royal. We'd also like to thank Officer Marcel Miracle of the Tyendinaga Police Service for accompanying us as we requested. But now, the Reverend with a candlestick in the chapel? It's not a game of Clue. This is Indigenous Paranormal. His Majesty's Chapel Royal of the Mohawks was designated as a National Historic Site in 1995 and is one of only 3 chapels royal in Canada, elevated by the Queen in 2004. Another is situated on 6 Nations of the Grand River, and in April 2016, the Queen approved in principle that the St. Catherine's Chapel in Toronto be designated a Chapel Royal. The history of the chapel begins with the forced relocation by American revolutionaries of the Tyendinaga Mohawks from our indigenous lands in what is now upstate New York to lands provided by King George III in recognition of our service to the British during the American Revolutionary War. The Mohawks landed in 1784 and the chapel was consecrated in 1843. During the annual reenactment of the landing of our ancestors at the edge of the Bay of Quinte, a silver communion set given by Queen Anne in 1711 as a symbol of our alliance between the Crown and Mohawks is displayed. There is also a triptych in the Mohawk language and a bell given by King George III. The chapel also houses the Royal Coat of Arms of the United Kingdom given by King George V, a Bible given by Queen Victoria, which was later signed by Queen Elizabeth II and the Prince of Wales. We began our investigation around 1:30 in the morning at the very beginning of Remembrance Day. Our intentions going into this investigation were to find 4 missing graves of World War II veterans through contact with some spirits. On the walls of the chapel are names of all the Mohawks who served during the Great War and World War II. What we did not expect was the message of evil forces and a murder, which was confirmed by Trudy. This is also the location where Hunter was touched by an unseen entity, and the voice was caught taunting him later on the camera audio.
Turn my multimeter on. I set it to non-contact voltage, so in theory that would work as an EMF detector because I think I just had to non-contact voltage, so in theory that would work as an EMF.
When the first episode that was last month was we talked about when you went to the grounds of the church and the cemetery there, and I said it was a hot mess of souls that were active and needing help all around the church. You guys didn't get to go in, and so this next level of investigation in November was where you got permission to go in, and you had also added the video recording device that shows the souls like green stick figures. I've never seen that before, and the whole audio recording thing was exciting too, but to have the video was very interesting and rewarding as far as I was concerned. So when you were getting ready to go in, I checked back on our notes, and on November 10th you asked if I could do a survey metaphysically of the interior of the church, and I was kind of surprised because there was quite a few souls in there that are almost like stuck in there that I hadn't even noticed because we were focused on the outside, on the grounds of the church. And so I said, there's 2 pastors or reverends that preached in the church from about the late 1800s to the early part of the 1900s, maybe even like 19.
Turn yes on 121. Just had somebody standing in this door over here. Could have been the light. Let's go back in by that Bible. Yeah. What can he say? that a Runideka? I don't think so. Let's turn this light off. There we go. Oh, I just saw somebody down here. Who's down here? So let's focus on those 4 veterans for right now, because if there's anybody here, it's the very, very beginning of Remembrance Day now. And there's 4 veterans that we can't find the graves of. Is there anybody here that can help us find those graves? Those 4 veterans? They're veterans from World War II. And they're buried in unmarked graves. We want to find out where they are. Something moving over here in the quiet cave. Saw somebody moving around up here.
Yeah, I saw you moving in here. Who's here? My name is Nick. What is your name?
Oh. The chief told us that prayers were done here and that they work to help heal people. Is that true?
What is your name? Can you tell me your name?
Dude, for where I saw those faces in the window, somebody would have to be like sitting on that ledge.
They would have to be like sitting on the ledge, yeah. Or standing on something.
Yeah.
There's no way a person can be up that high.
No, man.
No.
Dude, right around my feet feels, whoa.
Yeah, it's cold.
No, but it feels like there's something around my feet.
I feel cold on my feet. My right arm is, I feel a draft here, yeah.
Whoever's here, use these sounds to try to communicate with us. And I'll try to see you. Because we had somebody tell us that somebody was murdered.
Yeah, wasn't somebody murdered inside the church?
That were married there, and then there was a woman, an indigenous woman, sitting in one of the pews, and she was really, really stuck there because she'd been praying for her children, and she had had 3 children taken to the schools that didn't come back. And she was praying for them for years in the early 1900s.
Dude, that's weird. Okay. Alright, that is fuss.
There was a piece of fluff, yeah. That was a piece of dust.
Mm-hmm.
Holy.
Hello? If you're over there, and you're... Oh. Dancing across the...
Might be using the energy from the camera.
Could be. Use the energy and come a little bit closer. Ooh. Dude, it did. Come a little bit closer so we know you're there. Oh, shit. Okay. If we turn on the spirit box, you'll be able to talk to us. Nick's gonna turn it on. I'm gonna keep this on so I can see you. What's your name? Are you one of the people listed on here? Are you the person that we keep on seeing in the tower? You see that? As soon as we got closer, it crunched down into the door.
Mm-hmm. You're the person that's in the bell tower? Are you the face that we see in the window in the back sometimes?
Okay, I'm gonna move the camera around. Is there anybody else here that wants us to see them, like this guy over here? Ooh. There are things that just want to pop up. Like there was something over here, there's something just on this bench. Yeah. See? Yeah.
I can feel something in the center of the church here, especially on the pew.
When I walked past here, it was like just kind of a chill. Mm-hmm. That was chills on my opposite side.
Mm-hmm. I can feel it in front of me.
Yeah. But I was just thinking about the way I was walking.
The woman who lost her children.
I'll come sit right down here.
The school. Are we sitting with you right now?
Oh, there's somebody sitting over there, dude. See that?
Put it on the pulpit. Set it up there. Book? Yeah, there's a book here.
Do you know what's in this book?
So these were the souls that I got, and shortly thereafter, one of the pastors started really confessing to me. I'm a medium, and I talk to souls, and I talk to troubled souls or souls that are burdened, that have, in addition to talking to souls that are in the light, I talk to souls that are not in the light because they're burdened, and when they died, they didn't cross over into the light because they held themselves back out of judgment. And so frequently when they come across a medium that's willing to listen, they just start unloading. And so one of these souls that I had identified as a reverend started unloading quite a bit of what I would call kind of like confession. It was almost like he knew that that's what he needed to do. He needed to confess. And I showed up and he started confessing. So what he was showing me was that he had actually accidentally murdered somebody. So he was showing me that he had a fit of rage, and that a man that he was involved with, in a relationship, came and found him at the church and threatened to expose him. And he grabbed a candlestick in a fit of rage, a big heavy metal one, and hit him in the head and killed him. And then he disappeared him. So this was his big crime, which is big.
It's coming through. I brought another book out for anybody that might be interested. We had it out last night. I'm gonna bring it up here in case anybody's interested in reading it. I know you know what it is. Oh. It did. That's why we use trigger objects. They're like relatives.
Yeah. Kind of like brothers.
There. 2 books together. Ready to read. I'll read from it too. Yeah, you're right, I won't.
Steps where? Rich ink. What do you mean by rich ink? Hardcover? Arconic. Rich something hardcover. What? The cult. What cult? It's Twitter. What was it? That's French too. But they don't speak English with them. Turkey. I can't with that. Turkey was my last film, that one. But maybe what he's doing. Yeah. Okay, somebody. No. We have. Believe. Yes. We believe that it is. Because we had our medium through. She's experienced. And she found some things out. A little bit here. Here's everything I'm going to do today. Keep the house. There was a tormented reverend. Wait. You got a front? You all have to go to the front. Reverend Ashton here. Archbishop Reverend Ashton.
12.
We know what went on.
That's like the common number. 12.
We know what happened here. And I know that it happened.
Oh, is that why he said he's coming to get me and you were going away? Last night when we were here, somebody told us they had to go away because he was coming to get you. Is that what happened? I have the recording. Somebody told me.
We were standing up front when you told me.
Back there? Back there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's someone here? You go inside.
He's over in that. He's in there.
Okay.
There's some moving around up there.
It's up in the steeple.
Yeah.
It's in the bell tower.
What's that? Remember, like,
It's the banging we heard in the bell.
The way he presented himself in the video was very intimidating, tall and intimidating, and like, this is my church, who comes here? And yeah, boy, he sure had some attitude about it. And I was like, well, that's kind of interesting, because if you're about confessing your sins so you can, remedy your situation of being stuck in the church, as a burdened soul, you don't want cop attitude. You don't want to come after these mediums that are showing up to help by being rude. But he was. And then the other pastor, who, in my observation of these videos, the other pastor whose name we identified as Turnell, was also up in the front of the church, presenting much smaller, almost like kind of crouched down, like, I don't want to piss this guy off, but he thinks he's the big boss. He was my boss in life, and he's still trying to boss me, and here I am trapped in this church with him for the rest of my days, unless you guys can help me. Oh, maybe y'all can help me. So he was trying really hard to be visible, but also kind of like trying to stay subservient to the soul that we identified as Ashton.
The person that was murdered in the church, did they hit him in his basement?
church basement. Yes, we know about the church basement.
Was somebody buried down here?
There was a story about that, wasn't there?
Did Reverend Ashton bury somebody down here? The body of his mother? Did he have the body in a wood? Do I need to bring my housing rod?
Big old shadow behind us. There's somebody behind me? Who's behind us? Okay, so we got the name Green. So there's Green.
Does anybody else know that somebody was murdered in the church?
Oh. There's just something laying out on this. Hey, we got another job you're picking up on here.
Move away from the stone so I know you're there. Move away from the stone so I know that you're around real. Okay. It doesn't. Okay, there we go. Picks up on that one. Picks up on that one. It's just started to do that though. Pick up on all these. And why is it picking up on that one down there? And it's changing shape.
The stone that we did see that, the one apparition hanging around at one time we were up here with Hunter, remember?
Yeah. Is everybody up here? Is anyone up here the one that touched Hunter? Sorry.
Is the child here who touched Hunter's head? Right. It's crossed over already.
Yeah.